So I'm genuinely not afraid of change. And I can see why it's scary because you haven't experienced it before. Therefore, it's different, uncomfortable, and unknown. But I don't really get the point of being scared. I mean, change is one thing in life you can't prevent. It will happen to everyone at any time. You can't predict when it's going to come. Maybe you have an idea, I don't know. Right now I can't come with an example of that. But the thing is, change is going to happen to everyone. Um it's like an universal thing. You're not alone in it. I don't think that's exactly the problem. I think the main issue is that um some people aren't comfortable with getting out of their comfort zone. I think that might be more of the case. Me personally, I don't think I'm like that. That's the whole point of why I'm making this video, and I just have to point out that it doesn't mean I've never been afraid of change. I probably have. I won't say in my younger days, but I'm still young. But I mean, as a kid, I'd say I was more afraid of change. Mm, because not a lot of things have changed when you're that small, 10 years old, maybe younger, a little bit above. I mean, you live for 10 years or so. That's not a long life. Like, what could even have happened during that time? And you can argue and tell me all these things, but uh that will just complicate the video, so I'm not going to talk about things that could happen in childhood. Um the point here is change. uh you shouldn't be afraid of change. And I know that's hard, but I think if you take small steps every day to, I don't know, maybe you want to become a new person, you have to do something small every day. Um I think a lot of people thinks of that as grinding 24/7 or something like that. I won't say ridiculous, but it's kind of like weird. It's stupid because you're human. You can't do that. Oh, I said that kind of weird, but you can't do it all the time. As I said, you're human. You need rest, and I know that I've tried to get a hang of how to rest properly because I can get really restless, or I I've become better at resting properly, and it might sound weird because how are you even bad at that? Like, you do absolutely nothing, and that's the point. Before I couldn't handle doing nothing. I always had to have something to do, and if I genuinely want to relax, I just can't do anything, or maybe read. I don't know. My mind is actually so blank right now, and I love that because I think a lot. Now I'm just flow state, I guess. Entering flow state. I'm just talking. Um, and something came to my mind about change. Change can be a lot of different things. It can be big things. It can be small things, and it's still change. And I remember my first video I made here on YouTube. I don't think it seemed natural because I basically stopped every minute to like gather my thoughts type of thing. I think I even had a script. Now I don't have a script. I'm just pulling things out of my ass. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it depends on the situation. But the thing is, after making more videos, I think I've been able to talk more freely. Mm-hmm. Not that I was really restrictive in the way I spoke before. It's not like that. I can, you know, some people just have a really clear way of speaking, right? And I think that's really cool. And I want to be one of those people, right? And I can be kind of awkward. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, but generally, if you use that as an excuse to not learn how to speak clearly, maybe you don't want that. That's okay. But if you do want that, and your excuse is like, I've never done that before. Well, I haven't either. I've always been a really awkward kid. I've always been really quiet. Um, I mean, I don't speak if I don't have anything to say. And I don't really share my thoughts either, so what do I even have to share? You know? I don't talk unless it's necessary. And I'm not trying to sound like an mysterious enigma. I think that's corny. Like, if anyone calls me that, I will actually combust and do a 360 out of the window. Like, no. And I've been told by a teacher that I'm kind of mysterious. I mean, I like that word, I guess. I just, no, I just think it's kind of weird. I don't know how I managed to talk about this and change. But another thing is that I'm less awkward now than I was as a kid. I'm still awkward, but not as much, I guess. I I've always been kind of social, and here's the thing, alright? To be social, you don't have to be extremely talkative and obnoxious and loud. I'm neither of those things. I like having conversations with people, but in big groups, if I don't, if it's my own friend group, it's right. But and that's because I like all of those people. But sometimes you end, you might end up with not in the friend group, but you might end up talking with another friend group that doesn't really match your personality, beliefs, and all that stuff. And then I might get a little bit awkward. I mean, I might try, but the thing is, we don't really have anything in common. What am I supposed to talk about? And that's why I get kind of awkward around adults as well. I've always been awkward around adults. That's nothing new, right? I think that's because my whole life I've had this, I won't say belief, but that's really everything that comes to my mind right now. So I've always had this belief that I had to be really polite, right? Um, I mean, that's a good thing. To have good manners, that's a good thing. I'm not trying to talk it down, not at all. Like, please keep your good manners. It just seems like some people have lost that sense and want to have good manners, and I just, no. I mean, no. And here comes another thing, alright, that just pops up. The thing about change, it's not necessarily always a good thing, alright? Change can be loss. Maybe you lose a loved one. That's change because now they're not here anymore. That can be one thing. Maybe you're going through a tough period of time, like tougher than usual, and that's change as well because it's different. When it's different, something has changed. That's what I think. I actually think that's the case too. It's not just my own thoughts. I don't know how to speak English though. Oh my god. Some words are kind of hard for me to pronounce for some reason. Yeah, but as long as you understand what I'm saying, that's actually good enough for me. I mean, like, it's not like I struggle to find. Okay, well, I kind of did earlier. I should just forget I said anything, alright? Like, just forget that. But as I said, change can be bad as well. But actually, I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's bad in a moment, but you always walk out with a reward in the end. Um, so for me, if I use that as an example to get a little real here, even though I don't really share my personal life, so I'll kind of keep it surface level. I won't go in depth of that, like that's just weird. But the thing is, everyone is going to experience this, and what I'm going to say is that I've been through a tough period, and I think that's an understatement. It was actually really bad, and it went on for over a year, and things are getting better now. And what I want to say first is that I'm a completely different person than I was a year ago. I mean, I might look really similar, but I'm not the same person. Like the persona is different, you know? Okay, that sounds kind of corny, I guess, but too bad. I mean, like, I don't really care. I don't know if it's making sound when I'm holding this. It like this, like the mic. I should want to listen to that if it actually makes sounds. And I move a lot when I talk. I usually use my hands, but now one of my hands are occupied. But I usually talk with my hands, like naturally. It's just something I do. Yeah, I don't. But change. It was bad in a moment, all right, because this wasn't exactly good change. Like things got really bad, as I said. Things got really bad, and I said it was really like tough in a moment, but I managed to come out on the other end. I think my resilience and strength was really tested, and that's not the first time it has, which is kind of crazy because I'm still a teenager. I'm not even an adult, and I experienced a lot of things, good and bad. And I'm not ashamed of admitting that. I don't know why it will be. It's a human thing. I think I could say that to just anyone, and they will be like, "Yeah, me too." Actually, I don't understand why people are so ashamed of being human. I mean, that's your natural form. You were born as a human. Like, I don't care about your gender or personality or whatever. And you have to. In the end of the day, we're all human. You have emotions. I have emotions. Like, I'm getting off topic, but nowadays, I feel like some people try to be more like nonchalant, like mysterious, and I mean, if that's generally who you are, I get it because personally, I don't like everyone knowing my business, and I always have a thought in my head, and I've been told that it looks like I'm constantly thinking in a way. I can't explain it properly, but I've been told that it looks like I have depth, you know, that I'm always thinking about something smart or whatever. I mean, I guess that makes it mysterious if you don't share your entire life. And I don't think being mysterious is a bad thing. People just make it weird and corny. You don't have to be nonchalant and apathetic to be mysterious. You just have to keep to yourself. And that's how I want things to be. I don't want everyone to know my shit. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go around and act nonchalant and like I don't care about anything. And I know that it might seem that way, that I don't care. But not in the sense you might be thinking, because I'm I generally think I'm really easygoing and kind of laid back. Like I don't really care. Like in that sense, like I don't care about anyone or anything. Like not like that. I do care about people. I just I'm really comfortable with things changing. I mean, I don't know what is exactly in English. I mix up middle school and high school. It doesn't make sense to me, like because the system in the country I'm living in, it's like things, of course, are called different things, but it's at the same time it's kind of different as well. Uh, I think I might go with middle school. I don't. I'm not sure. I feel like middle high school is more like 16 to 18 years old, and I was in the age group before that. I still am because I'm not 16 yet. But yeah, so during but middle school still feels wrong. But yeah, as I said, I'm going with that. So middle school, actually, I think my entire life I've constantly changed my hobbies, activities, friend groups, friends, style. um, Overall, I just changed a lot of things about myself. And before, as a kid, I was afraid I was performative. Not that I knew what I was as a 6 year old. Like I didn't fucking know what I was. I just, as a kid, I just I didn't feel like I was genuine. I felt like I was wearing this mask because I constantly kept on changing. But later I realized that it is just a part of who I am. Everything I do is authentic. It's just me. And even though I might seem like I'm wearing a mask around maybe people I don't like, it's still a part of myself if it makes sense because I just respect everyone. I think everyone deserves that. Like, is a is the bare minimum. I don't even want to say bare minimum. I think it's less than bare minimum. Like, it is not hard. Generally, like respecting someone can be like just leaving them alone. Maybe saying hi, or hello at times. And that's it. It doesn't mean you have to be friends. But some people just take the smallest things as like flirtation and stuff. Sorry, my throat is kind of sore, I guess. But the thing is, some people just take like they overanalyze everything. All right, and not only like social encounters like this. Like, oh my gosh, he said hi to me. He's like, good morning. I think he likes me. Or it can be a guy saying that as well. I just, you know, no, he's polite, bro. Like, oh my gosh. If someone liked you, I just have to. I'm not. Okay, so I just have to get this point across. I'm not one of those people that think the bare minimum is good enough to be in a relationship. Like, no, you have to offer something more than that. But at the same time, I'm not those really fakey, high standard girls that doesn't like anything and thinks everything is a bare minimum. That's not me. I think I'm in between, or I am selective with the people I let into my life, and that's because social interaction stuff. I'm an introvert, I guess. All right, and while I like being social, it makes me tired, and most of the time it's not even personal. Like, if my social battery dies around you, it doesn't mean I don't like you, unless you're draining as fuck. All right. I was going to talk about draining people, but I forgot my point because my mind is blank and I'm just pulling things off my ass and pretending it's smart. And maybe it's working. Maybe you think what I'm saying is smart. I mean, that would be really amazing. Really fucking amazing. Uh, but yeah, the point is, I'm selective about the people I let into my life because mm, I value my time and I value my energy. Those two are things I'm really careful about not spending on wrong things or wrong people. I'm not exactly a people pleaser. Like, it's not like when I say I'm not a people pleaser, I don't want people thinking that, oh, well, that means I'm just a mean bitch going around and turning everybody down and being a negative ass person. Like, that's not a thing. But I'm not trying to clinch onto your ass either. Actually, life is about finding balance. I just felt like saying that. Feel kind of smart, you know. Um, yeah, I forgot my point again. This is my brother's seal plushie stuffed animal from Japan, I think. He got it from a girl, not his girlfriend, by the way. That dude is 8 years old. But he got it from like a family friend, which is amazing. So amazing. Again, I forgot my point. I think I just got into a dead end. I'm not gonna watch 21 minutes again or skip to that part just to figure out. Again, I'm just pulling things out my ass. Entering flow state, letting things flow. Maybe you should try that too. I'd be like stuck up. I'm not saying you're stuck up though. Amazing. But yeah, try to be more easygoing and open. Because I generally don't think things are that. I don't want to say it's not that deep. Because some things are generally that deep. Some things are generally just fucking bad. Uh, but I think some people just take things too personally and see things as more than it is. And I mean, I guess it's hard because, as I said, I just generally don't care. Not in a nonchalant, apathetic way, but I'm just living my life, being this relaxed person. I value my peace. Um, I think that's why I mentioned people earlier. I don't want to be around people that doesn't bring me peace. Okay, that sounds kind of like serious, but I guess I'm serious. I don't want people disrespecting me or people I like, and people have to walk on eggshells around. I like when things are lighthearted and easygoing because it's not intense and it's like overly passionate and it's all these hills and downs and all these things. I don't want ups and downs. I mean, it's natural, but I don't really like that. I like when things are consistent and stable because I feel safe. Oh, so thinking about change, I've changed friend groups and stuff throughout my life, and that's natural. The friend you had from elementary school, kindergarten, it doesn't mean you'll be friends forever. I've accepted that a long time ago. I don't care. Like, I think the problem is that people have these limited beliefs. That one person is not only person out there. That I don't know what you're thinking about. That could be a boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, friend, family member. I don't know. There are so many other people out there. You know, please don't let them get you. I don't know what them are. It just sounded cool. But please don't let life take you down. I mean, don't limit yourself to one person, one thing, or whatever. I mean, there's so many things out there you can try. I mean, just do it all, kind of thing. Like, you know, oh, I'm so sweaty. I don't like sweating, but I'm not exercising. But it's warm. I'm still wearing my pajamas. Ain't that cool? Yeah, amazing. I generally don't know how I've managed to talk for 25 minutes about literally nothing. Or maybe it was some good stuff in there. But right now, I'm just taking it easy. I don't care about saying smart things. If it makes sense. It's not like I purposely try to knock myself down and say bad shit on purpose. Like, that's not the case. That's not the case. I don't do that. But I don't I don't try to force good things out. I don't know, like it's gonna perform that like, or isn't it? Again, I'm just pulling things out of my ass. Ain't that cool? Ain't that amazing? But yeah, everything will change throughout your life. That's the whole point. As I mentioned, I've changed interests, hobbies, my clothing style, friends, and I think some things are starting to align. And before, I'm not saying that streetwear is bad. I think it's really fucking amazing. It's so cool, like all the layers and stuff, and it's just like I don't know. It's generally so cool to me, and I tried to be a streetwear girly for a while. And if you see that hoodie over there, like it's like purple, but kind of like a gray tone, so it's like dimmed, you know. Yeah, I bought that a while ago. Some years, I think it was the summer before 8th grade, and I actually used it a lot of times over the years. So I don't think it's wasted. I still use it sometimes. Um, but I figured out that streetwear just isn't my style, and I don't like a lot of layers. I don't like wearing a lot of rings, sort of thing. And I I don't think it's a bad thing wanting a simplistic, minimalistic clothing style. I mean, if everything about you is like minimalistic, it's kind of boring. Like, at least let your personality have depth or something. I don't know. But yeah, I like wearing simple clothes. A t shirt and shorts or something. That's my ideal. Alright, I don't like a lot of layers. I don't like wearing a lot of rings. I'm wearing a necklace. Amazing. And that's it. I could wear a clock around my wrist and maybe a ring or two or something. But if my entire arm was decked out in clocks, bracelets, like other sort of jewelry, yeah, no, that will annoy my ass. I like having this sense of feeling like I have space. You know, I'm sorry. Sometimes I tend to make things more dramatic because I think it's fun. It's not because I think that's why I mentioned being performative earlier and stuff like that. And again, it's a natural part of me. I just like doing that. It's not like I will naturally um not reply, but respond. No, that's the same thing. But we're going with that. We're going with that. It's not like I will naturally respond with an overly help overly dramatic response, like all his reactions, all his faces. Like that's not actually me. But I think it's fun. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it. Um, and I think over the years I've become more expressive. As a kid, I was oh I can't say Shishima from Haikyuu. Yeah, I kind of nerd. Oh my gosh, that's so big. But yeah, I like that guy. All right, he's kind of cool, but he's kind of like stone faced. I think that's how I was as a kid. Not that I didn't have emotions, but I just didn't see any point in like because I didn't naturally make faces. That's just something I do on purpose. Like I could sit here just talking with a straight ass face. Is that fun to watch? It's not. Like I think I've talked about everything else than change. I mean, I've mentioned change, but yeah. Thing is, if I just sat here talking like this, just staying straight, not even use my hands, not making facial expressions, I would look like a robot. That's unnatural. I'm human, you know? Yeah. And I don't want you to think that I'm forcing my expressions either. Like, I'm kind of not. Like, I do it on purpose, but at the same time, it comes naturally. It's just something you kind of can control. I I feel like some people are going to think some weird things when I say that. Like, oh, well, why are you doing that? Like, are you trying to be like a Sigma Patrick Bateman manipulator? Like, no, please no, please no. Like, no, that's no. No, I don't really know why I will do that. I don't have a reason to do that. I don't know how I start talking about this. I mean, my whole entire channel is just yapping. I wonder if someone is actually going to watch a 30-minute long video. I feel kind of bad for you. But I mean, if you like my app, you like my app. So that's just amazing. And yeah, you know what? How do you say in when in wait? Give me a second. I'm gonna search that word up. Okay, so I'm turning on my laptop because it's not inventable. It's not. The word doesn't go like that. And yeah, I'm better at writing than talking. But it's kind of ironic because I'm talking right now. Don't ask why though. Like, I don't know. I think that's kind of the point of me making yapping videos to become better at talking. Because as I said earlier, I've always been an awkward kid, and it's never too late to want change and try to change things about you and your life. You can do that at any time. I think that's so weird because I'm soon 16, right? And people around my age are like, oh, I can't start a new hobby and stuff like that because I'm too old. You're not too old. You're not too old. Just should have flip out. Like, you're not. Just do that thing. I mean, I played basketball for some years, right? And I quit. Not because I'm a quitter, but because I want to try something new. That's just what I am. I like experiencing new things and having things to do. And I always need something new. And I suppose that can be a problem. Uh, yeah, yeah, that, that's just who I am. That's just who I am. Making excuses, you know. But I don't think it's a bad thing seeking out new experiences. And I think everyone should have at least a level of openness. Open, yeah, just be open, alright. But this was the thing. In okay, in inevitable, inevitable. Yeah, because I've used the word preventable, prevented, or something earlier. But this was the actual word I thought of, but I don't know how to say that, so I just went with avoid and prevent. The change is in inevitable. It's preventable, all right? It's preventable. No, it's not preventable. That's the whole thing. That's what a word means. I couldn't mix that up. But change is not preventable. Like, is going to happen in some sort of shape or form. Maybe not always the way you expect, but is going to happen. You can't really do anything about that. And you know that's one song, I Can't Handle Change. And then it's like this white and black picture. I think there's like kind of like a drawing, like art sort of thing, the cover of a girl and a woman. Yeah, that song. I used to like that song. Not that I don't like it now, but 2020 sort of thing. Damn, those songs were wild, bro. Yeah, I still listen to those kind of songs. I think it's not kind of like indie. I still do. But the thing is, I've listened to kind of everything, and I it's not like I wished it was like not the case, but it's like damn, I like everything. I just enjoy everything. I see beauty in everything. Wow, amazing. Whoa, actually that's not a bad thing. But yeah, we kind of lost our point here again for the fifth time or something. Get comfortable with change. You can't prevent that, and it's going to be uncomfortable. You might doubt yourself. That's natural. We just gotta get that out there. It's natural. All right. Before changing into something better or someone better, depends on what you want. There's going to be doubt, but you have to stay true to that and remind yourself that I can do it, and it's going to be okay. Take care.